When I moved to Mexico, I thought I'd be fluent in 3 months, right? Spoiler, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Now, I'm sure you probably heard this too, right? The immersion, right? Now, immersion is important, but it's not the end all be all. Just moving to a Spanish speaking country is not going to just automatically going to learn Spanish. I know people who lived in Mexico, Panama, Dominican Republic, Colombia, all these Costa Rica, all these different Spanish speaking countries, and they don't speak any Spanish, right? If it's just as what they say, just just move to a Spanish speaking country and you're just gonna learn Spanish. You might pick up on some phrases here and there or some slang maybe, but you're not going to effectively communicate just by moving to another country that speaks Spanish. No, you need structure and intention. That's what you need. When I started being intentional, when I had an actual structure, and I didn't even know I had created this structure. I just knew, just the more I just kept trying and trying and trying, this is just what kind of formulated out of it. You need foundation, sentence building, and then immersion, right? Because you need these other two things. You need to know those before you get to immersion. Because if you're just immersed and you don't know what everybody's saying, you're not going to be effective communicator because you don't know what to listen for, you don't know what you're talking about, who you're talking to, all these things. You don't know the rules, all right? You don't know the rules of engagement. So look, if you are if you've been living in a Spanish speaking country, right, and you still don't speak Spanish, you're not alone. You are not alone. Shout out to Michael Jackson. But I have a Spanish learning system in the link in the bio that's gonna get you a structure, foundation base, move up to sentence building, and then immersion. That's how you learn. You can. It's not impossible, but just throw away all the myths and things like that. Like this, all that stuff doesn't work. Just listening to Netflix or just finding a Spanish, speaking girlfriend or anything like that. That doesn't. None of that really. It's just not effective. You have to have structure and intention combined at the same time, and then you start to stack those wins, start to get better, and then you start speaking Spanish effectively. And that's what we all want to do when we say we want to learn Spanish. We want to speak Spanish, right? So if you tired of being in no man's land or no woman's land speaking Spanish in a Spanish speaking country, click the link in the bio and get my Spanish learning system.